All right, so I thought I'd do a little quick one here. I'm not going to spend much time on this, I hope, because I tweaked a nerve in my back not too long ago, and so it burns down my entire leg. Sitting here isn't really good for it. But what I thought I'd show you is just like a little quick example of how to do a book. I've seen many different ways to do it. There's no like one right way, wrong way, or whatever. This is just how I've been doing it. Um, and I just thought I'd share that. So basically, I'm going to make a hardback book. We're going to just start out with a plain. And really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some divisions here. And then I need something around here for the little indent, and something here for like a little terminator of that indent. And the reason why I'm going to leave it like this is because if I scale it a little bit later, or if I do like a bevel operation later, it's going to take it from the normals of the vertices, and then you'll end up getting like some weird distortion on the ends. So the best way that I found to do it was to just go ahead and take these and then inset them, and then that way I have like this even um, inset just around here. And then I'll just go ahead and take some of this stuff off here. Um, and now I have 1/2, and we can go ahead and just apply a mirror modifier really quick, just so that we can speed up some of our work. And then I'm going to go ahead and we'll just use clipping here. Well, what? Scale X. Oh, sorry. 0. Bring this out here. Here. And the area influence around the gizmo is kind of like throwing me off here just a little bit when I've been using that. And kind of screws things up for me, because if I use the little tool, the gizmo, it'll sit up here and it has an area of influence so that I can't pick fine details. But anyway, this is how I start out. And then what I'm going to do is add a subdivision surface modifier here. We're going to start out with this. Do something like this. And then what we have is a beginning of a book. And so maybe this needs to come down just a little bit further. Well, maybe not. Push that up there, push this up here. And you'll notice that I'm using supporting edge loops. The reason why I use supporting edge loops is because not all of the software that I use actually supports creasing. But if you're just going to use Blender by itself to do all your texturing and all that other stuff, then that's going to be completely fine. And so then we have this here. Street it along this way, maybe just make it a little bit taller, I suppose. That doesn't look too bad. Let's do this. And then again with the supporting edges, bring that up here, bring that down there, and maybe that one around there. And we're doing pretty good. So we shade smooth. So then this is one way to get the hardback cover. Now some people sit up here and bridge these certain areas and make it one whole area, but technically down the spine here there's a little gap. So what I do is I just go ahead and add a cube, and I'll go into this and then edit mode. And the reason why I do everything from edit mode from this point is because your scale will always remain the same. You don't have to apply any scale and stuff like that later on. So scale is one, location is always in the right place, and all that other stuff. So we'll try to make it just a little bit smaller. There. And you know me, I like to just do things cheap. And so usually this stuff ends up being a little bit curved here because of the, you know, how things are put into the book. So I'm just going to add some more divisions. I don't need too many there. And then maybe I will say that these kind of come across here, and these come across here a little bit. And we'll have to add a subdivision surface. And we see it's a big blob down there. And so, how do we do that? Like this. And then I guess we'll just slide it one at a time. Over here. And over here. And we're not quite done yet. And there. And so you have a quick book along this line as well. And so basically why I do everything in edit mode, mostly to adjust things, is because then my origin stays exactly in the same place for both of these objects. So you can either join these together and then assign material separately on top of one of them, of each one of them, and then you can assign your own materials and stuff, unwrap it and all that other stuff. You can also keep them separate. But the thing that I like about doing this method is because all this stuff is the same. And what that gives me is the ability to go ahead and say individual origins. And so they're going to be around the origins where everything is scaled. So when I go Shift D to duplicate that, I take this and I scale it, and then it's going to scale a different book out there. Like this. It's going to come from there. And you can line it up however you want. And they're all going to be basically at the same level. See how they're all at the same level? Oops. Maybe some non-standard book sizes, you know, whatever. But you can do that for everything that you need along your bookshelf. Let's see if this will work really quick. And so we'll go. Oops. So you can make it a really skinny book and put it in there as well. And all of it's around this area here, so it's all going to scale just the way you want it. So I thought I'd share that really quick tip. I know I went by pretty quick. I don't like how that binding was like that. Maybe we'll do it like that so it's a little bit smaller. But then you can make an entire bookshelf that way and assign the materials as you'd like. Hopefully you find that this is helpful. I know it was really short. Didn't explain everything that I did along the way, but hopefully you can figure out that the tools that I used. And basically I could apply, again, with this stuff I can apply the mirror modifier on those. I don't know if it's going to apply it on both. Yep, it will. I don't know if multi-selection works this way. If it does, it's going to be really cool. Maybe not. So we'll just apply that, 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 that. Modifiers, get a little bit heavy to calculate after a little bit. And so, if you can apply them, go ahead. The only one that I probably wouldn't would be the subdivision surface modifier. Anyway, some books. And then how I would do the pages and stuff like that is just through normal maps and other types of texturing methods and stuff within Blender itself, or you can take it somewhere else. And I just do this just in case you're going to see the books from this way and this way. But as another little note, if you're going to make a bookshelf with stuff, really, and you're going to see it from maybe just a straight angle or off in the distance, and you're not going to see the tops, you can actually get away with just basically modeling this part. You don't have to have all that extra geometry. In fact, I'd probably advise against it. But, it's up to you. You never know how the shot's going to end up or what angles you're going to be at, so maybe it's just a better idea to do that. And let's see here. If I discard these, if we look at this, on some of this, I do already have some things kind of going here. I'm not done with the texturing and stuff, but if we zoom in close enough, you can see that there's some ridges in here, and all I did for the ridges is, if we go back here and we take a look at the pages, all I used was a checker texture, and I skewed it along one axis, to make it like that. If we get rid of the base color, sometimes you can see that stuff, but it's just a really subtle type of thing, just to put the pages in there like that. And you can always quite possibly increase the strength and stuff like that, but I'm just playing around with it. But that's just a general idea of what we're going for. Alright. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it.